With the release of the 1.6 update, Stardew's modding community has gone through a complete shakeup. With a massive overhaul of the game's backend, modders now have more freedom than ever to make their dreams a reality, making the 1.6 update the perfect time to start your first modded playthrough. But if you're just starting out and feel overwhelmed with the world of modding, then don't panic, because I've compiled a list of mods to get you started. And if you're a modding veteran like me, then I've thrown in a few mods that I think you'll like as well. This video will be separated into 3 categories. The first will go over quality of life mods. These mods help with your general day-to-day playing of the game to make things easier or more streamlined. The second is aesthetic mods for if you want to freshen up the look of your farm, Pelican town, or maybe even your favorite spouse. And the third is expansion mods. These mods add more gameplay mechanics, challenges, or expand on the world of Stardew Valley and the characters inside of it. So with all that said, let's get into it, and here are the 24 mods I think you need for Stardew Valley 1.6. But before we begin, just a quick message from the sponsor of today's video, Life Makeover. Life Makeover is a dress-up and life simulation game that you can download for free in the App Store using the link in the description below. Unlike other simulation games, Life Makeover has endless customization and gameplay options to make the world feel truly like your own. You have the freedom to choose between literally thousands of fashion styles, ranging from elegant dresses to modern streetwear. You can design your own unique dream home, invite friends over for dinner, and even raise digital pets. And with Life Makeover's new and improved home design system, you have all the freedom in the world to make your very own dream house. It could be a luxury penthouse, a tranquil farm, or heck, maybe even a floating water house if that's where your design skills really take you. Personalize the house with furniture and decorations that fit your style, and since there's no grid system in Life Makeover, the only limitation is your imagination. And if your dream house ends up feeling a little lonely, in Life Makeover, you can now customize and own your very own unique pet. With over 50 different customization features, you have the freedom to make your dream best friend a reality. And with the new AI-driven interaction system, looking after your pet genuinely feels just like real life. You can feed, bath, and even clean up their poop if you really want to experience the joys of owning a fuzzy friend. I even had the chance to make my own avatar and was genuinely blown away by the amount of freedom I had. There was so much variety in body types, skin tones, makeup, and fashion styles. And with the new limited version of Life Makeover Dance and Vanity releasing from June 12th to July 2nd, there's no better time to start. As you guys know, I absolutely adore unique looks like fairy court, and with the release of Dance of Vanity, Life Makeover now has the snow-clad butterfly and curtain banquet outfits, and I love them. They were so elegant and seriously jaw-dropping that I was sad that they were only available for a limited time. So if you want them, get in quick. Once again, thank you so much to Life Makeover for sponsoring today's video. If you want to make your own character, it's free to download in the description down below. And now, back to the video. The first mod we're looking at today is UI Info Suite 2. If you watch any Stardew YouTuber or streamer, there's a good chance you've seen this mod before. It is a mainstay in any proper modded playthrough. This mod revamps the UI of Stardew Valley to include more information so you don't have to use that pretty head of yours on remembering anything. So let's go through and have a look at what the mod actually adds to the UI. The UI Info Suite mod adds and will now display the luck you have for the day, whose birthday it is, if the traveling merchant is in town, the skill level you're currently at, and your progress to level up when holding a tool, the amount of XP you get when mining or killing mobs, how long crops have left to go, the name of the crop that is growing, how much items sell for both individually and with the amount you're holding in your inventory, if you've spoken to a villager that day, if you've given a villager a gift, if you're a soulless tyrant who doesn't pet their farm animals, and you can even check the billboard and calendar right from your inventory, which I embarrassingly only discovered when recording this footage. If you're looking to streamline and simplify your Stardew playthroughs, in my opinion, this is one of the most useful mods you can pick up from this list. I have this in every modded playthrough I run, and honestly at this point, I can't really play without it. The next mod is the Look Up Anything mod. This is for those of you who don't want to constantly have the Stardew wiki up on your second monitor, as with this mod, all that information is readily available in the game. Just hold down Shift and press F1 and you can search up anything in the game at your heart's content. Or if you want an easier way to find out more information about something, you just hover your mouse over an object and click F1 for more info. I specifically found this mod really useful when I've forgotten like a villager's favorite gifts or birthday, as you can pretty much just look those up super easily. However, this mod can be used to search up practically anything. Forgot if you filled your barn's feed slots for the day? Screw running all the way back to your farm, just look it up. While I don't use this mod a whole lot, I find it simply saves a lot of time from switching to the next screen and having to look things up and then coming back to the game. It's just a small addition that saves a lot of time. And speaking of saving time, this next one is for those of you who are super impatient, just like me. This is the self-serve mod. This mod lets you serve yourself at stores when shopkeepers such as Marnie and Clint are away from their stand. This mod can be configured to work with almost every store, but I mostly use it for when Marnie decides to just stand by the microwave instead of actually running her own business, that she has the audacity to complain to me that she has no more money. Becoming Familiar is the next mod on our list and is a great addition for preventing friendship decay with any of the villagers in Stardew Valley. If you can't be bothered feeding Shane his addiction every day, or you can't be asked talking to Elliot, but you really can't handle the thought of anyone disliking you, then this mod makes it so simply being in the same area as the villager stops you from losing hearts with them. It also gives you these really cute notifications saying things like, Shane grins in your direction, that I think that makes the world feel more alive. And if you're looking to make more friends in the valley, then why not try out the Better Friendship mod. This mod is a simple one and just adds bubbles over the villager's head, indicating their favorite gifts when you have them in your inventory. This is slightly different to the Look Up Anything mod, as the bubble only appears when you have a loved gift already with you. So if you ever forget why you have that coconut in your back pocket, then Haley will be there to remind you herself. It's Time to Wake Up is a really simple mod. Probably not in the coding, I'm sure that took a lot of work, but in the game, it's a small addition. This mod lets you configure the usual time restraint that the base game has, so you can wake up whenever you want. So if you want to be an extra early riser, you can now wake up at 5, 4, or hell, even 3 a.m. if you're really on that Sigma grind set. It's kind of like being an actual farmer in real life. They don't get the privilege of waking up at 6 a.m. every morning. The next mod is the return of the Immersive Scarecrows mod. If you're like me and have ever felt that the placement of scarecrows in Stardew Valley is kind of ugly since they need their own tile, then this mod is for you. This mod adds the scarecrows between the crops instead of next to them, so they take up no space and fit way better into making an aesthetic farm, meaning you have more tiles for your capitalist hellscape wine factory. Okay, so I tried to avoid mods that could kind of be considered cheating, but I'm gonna turn a blind eye to this next mod if it means it helps people out. This is the Skull Cave Elevator mod. Some of you will have been disgusted with me putting those words together, and some of you would have just let out the biggest sigh of relief. Yes, this mod adds an elevator that unlocks as you reach different floors to the Skull Caves, just like the normal mines. No more getting down to level 87, wasting all your staircases, and then getting docked by a stupid serpent, meaning you have to start all the way over again. Now, you can just restart from level 85. One of my favorite parts of this mod, however, is how configurable the creator made it, as you can change how often the elevator appears. So you can make it every 5 levels like the traditional mines, or if you wanted a bit more of a challenge, you can make it every 10 levels, which I would actually probably do, because I think the Skull Caves should at least be slightly harder than the mines. For the next section of the video, we're going to be going over aesthetic mods, which are personally my favorite. These mods overhaul the look of characters, buildings, and the general world of Stardew Valley, adding a fresh coat of paint that make it feel like you're moving back into Pelican Town for the very first time. And the first mod we're going to be looking at is called Mono's Portrait mod. This mod changes every villager's portraits in Stardew Valley to be more detailed while keeping in line with the game's general art style. I have a lot of love for this mod, and I was so glad to see it was updated to include the 1.6 winter styles. A lot of portrait mods can take the looks of the villagers to the extreme, going into this either like super realistic look or making them look like K-pop stars or turning them into this like 2000s chibi anime look. And while I love the fresh directions a lot of portrait mods take, hell, I've shown off a lot of some of my favorites in previous videos, there's something to be said about the way the creator Mono has been able to capture the villagers in their own style while keeping in line with the original portraits of the game. The characters still feel and look like themselves while having a more human appeal, and I love that. They don't feel out of place, but they feel new. Okay, so I'm going to cheat and count the next 3 as separate mods, but cover them all in one, because the next mods we're looking at used to be known as the Vanilla Tweak mod set, but have now been split up to make them more specific. And today, I'm going to cover the Vanilla Tweak's farming, producer, caves, and interface mods. These were all separate mods, however, they were made by the same creator, and that's why we're going to be covering them together. These mods are pretty much just a texture pack for Stardew Valley, and each of these mods go through and change all the items, crops, and UI to fit a, I guess you could say, rounder, more unique art style. Can you tell from my descriptions that I'm not an artist? I wanted to include these mods because I love the art style of these. I think the producer mod makes the food look more vibrant and appetizing. The cave mod gives each rock and artifact life. The diamonds look shinier, the skulls look scarier, and the new iridium texture reminds me of the Blurpleberry Supreme from Codename Kids Next Door. I don't know if any of you will understand what I'm talking about here, but I want to eat the iridium in this mod. I think the farming mod makes the crops and seeds look less rigid too. The bag of seeds actually looks like a bag of seeds. And I love the interface version of this mod because there's 10 styles you can choose from, so you just have more customization at your fingertips. There's actually 2 other Vanilla Tweaks mods on top of these, the Warrior and Aquarium edition, but I found that the 4 I covered were probably the most important ones. But if you like the look of these, I'll definitely recommend checking out those other 2 as well. Simple Foliage is a mod that does exactly what it sounds like. This mod simplifies the looks of the trees in Stardew Valley to give them a rounder, more distinct look. I really like this mod, especially when used in combination with the Vanilla Tweaks mod set, because I think the art styles of both of them really complement each other. I also love how this mod makes each tree stand out. There's just no more forgetting which tree is an oak tree and which is a pine tree, because God help me, 3 years of playing this game and I still get confused. This mod has also been updated to include the new Mystic and Fern trees that have been added in 1.6, and I really love the unique designs it's given them, especially the Mystic tree. I think it just gives it that more otherworldly look that it was missing in the base game. Our next mod is the Chest Deco mod, which is the final texture redesign mod for this video. This mod utilizes the alternative textures mod toolkit and allows you to turn any chests in the game into barrels, crates, and many other unique containers. I tried to actually count the amount of unique designs this mod has, but genuinely lost count along the way. I think it came out to around 80 different combinations depending on the product you wanted to display and the container you wanted that product in. And that means you have the ability to design the look of your farm to your heart's content, and you get the opportunity to make some adorable choices. I love that this mod lets you show off your farm's products with the new chest designs, and it also makes organization so much easier. You can set up your own Grange display of apple-filled crates, blossoming flowers, and baskets of freshly laid eggs for the world to see. A much better system than just making your chests yellow for your summer crops. Now, all these item texture packs are nice, but what if you wanted an entirely new look to the valley? Well, our next mod called Faedew does exactly that. This is a reshade preset that desaturates the colors of Stardew Valley while also giving the world a subtle rose-tinted warmth to really drive home that feeling of coziness. I'm a big fan of how this mod looks with some of the new additions that came with 1.6. It seems to just make the waterfalls in Cindersap Forest more relaxing, or makes the Meadowland farms feel that little bit more enchanting. But when playing with this reshade, I found that the buildings of Pelican Town didn't quite, fit in. So I had to find a mod to match my new fairy aesthetic. If you're a mod connoisseur like me, I would be shocked if you haven't seen this mod before, but if you want Pelican Town to match the Faedew mod, then your best bet would be the Wayback Pelican Town mod. This mod takes all the buildings, structures, and decor of Pelican Town and turns it into a medieval township. Every single building in Pelican Town has been changed. The Star Drop has been turned into an old-style inn. The spa has been turned into a medieval hot springs. Hell, even the bus has been turned into an old cart thing. I mean, look at Pam's trailer. I can't tell if this is an upgrade or not, but it's cool. All the festivals have had a revamp to fit in with the new design of the mod. If there's a festival that I think fits a medieval fairy tale aesthetic, it's the night markets. I highly recommend exploring this mod for yourself if you want to see every new part of Pelican Town, because truthfully, there's just too much for me to show in this minute and a half long segment of the video. But if you do end up enjoying the mod and have a love for ye old Stardew, then there's more where that came from. Because the next mod we're looking at is the Medieval Buildings mod and is made by the same author. This mod allows you to turn all your farming buildings into medieval buildings to fit in with the Wayback Pelican Town mod. Okay, I said buildings a lot there, damn. Each building has a unique design and uses the same white and black color palette of the Wayback mod. All the buildings have these flowery overgrowths like wild untamed vines that are crawling up. Smaller buildings such as the silo, stables, and shipping bin have also been redesigned to fit in with the mod. Even the greenhouse has been changed to be aesthetic. Look how cool that is. But easily, my favorite part of this mod is that all the buildings change color depending on the season. During autumn, the flowery overgrowth turns orange. In summer, brighter colors like purples and pinks shine through. And my personal favorite is winter, where the buildings get iced over with snow and frost. It makes your farm feel still, and there's an airiness to it that's just, it's so good. But with that, we've come to our final aesthetic mod for this section, and I would argue this mod is that perfect little bow that ties all these other mods together. This is the more grass mod. It adds more grass. Makes you feel like you're frolicking through a meadow. I like it. It's cool. For the final part of the video, we're going to be covering expansion mods. These mods aim to add more life to Stardew Valley, expanding on characters, gameplay, and even the world of Pelican Town, so that even if you have 1,000 hours in the game, you can still have something new and exciting to discover. The first mod we're going to be looking at is the Canon-Friendly Dialogue expansion mod, which adds 2,600 new lines of dialogue across all the villages in Stardew Valley. Yeah, you heard that correct. That's 1,600 new day-to-day lines of dialogue for all 34 villages that have heart events. 600 new lines of dialogue for post-marriage, and 400 new lines of dialogue for the festivals, including new lines of dialogue that only appear in Year 3 and Year 4. As it's said in the name, all the dialogue in this mod is canon-friendly, so you don't have any weird offbeat out-of-character lore drops from anyone. If you're like me, you've probably seen so much of the character's base game dialogue already that you start to know most of it off by heart, which is why this mod feels like the perfect chance to freshen things up. I played through some of the dialogue with Haley, because of course I would, and the new addition really felt like a breath of fresh air. Haley would insult me more, make me jealous of Alex, talk about the joys of motherhood when we had a child and what it meant to her, and even had some new fun dialogue. The additional lines to Haley already made her feel like a more fleshed out character, so the fact that this mod adds this much depth to all the villages in Stardew Valley really makes this mod the perfect character expansion for the players that are already villager experts. And if you're looking for more character depth when you've married your chosen spouse, then you might enjoy the Immersive Spouses Schedules mod. It's a common complaint within the Stardew community that spouses often become boring when you marry them. They usually only leave the farm twice a week, and some even drop their life goals after marriage completely. Well, this mod aims to fix that issue by changing the schedules for your spouse by increasing the days they leave the farm to 4 days a week, and most importantly, giving them unique schedules for each day they leave. Now, on a Thursday, Haley will take photos near Leah's house and head back to her old home to process the photos in her darkroom, even giving you new dialogue along with it. Elliot hangs around the town reading poetry that he will recite to you. Shane works at Marnie's store. Leah paints in the town square. Sam looks after Vince, and Harvey... yeah, Harvey just still stands at the clinic. But these are just a few of the changes that have been made from this mod. Some of the spouses will even change schedule depending on the season or if the community center has been completed. This mod is still a work in progress too, as I know the creator is looking to add in more dialogue in the future, so if this mod interests you, make sure to keep an eye out for any future updates. And if your spouse and you have a child, and you're sick of that child just becoming a rotting sack of meat that you can throw, then you need the Child Age Up mod. This mod actually gives your children some life in-game, adding portraits and sprites for the children that match your spouse, and your child will also have new schedules and daily routines where they go to school with Jess and Vince, actually go to the festivals, and even change outfits depending on the season. This isn't the biggest mod to add to the game, but it's definitely a step up from when your child just becomes a toddler and then sits there doing nothing while also being slightly creepy. The next mod is the Machine Progression System mod, which adds tiered upgrades to all the machines in the game. Similar to how you upgrade tools in the base game, you can now use ore to upgrade the machines on your farm, starting with an iron upgrade and progressing all the way to a prismatic upgrade. I literally cannot go into every new function that this mod adds because the list is so long, it would actually add another like 20 minutes to this video. But the general premise is that each upgrade improves the machines in multiple ways, such as increasing the amount of top quality items they produce, lowering processing times, making the machines produce iridium items, making machines produce items with the quality input. So a gold ancient fruit will produce gold ancient fruit wine when put into a keg, giving them a chance to double produce, and even gives machines completely new functions. For example, an upgraded cask can now increase the quality of gems and minerals. Why does a cask get to do that? I don't know, but I think it's pretty cool. This mod is huge and completely revamps the way you can make money in Stardew Valley. If you ever fall into the trap of just setting up an ancient fruit wine factory and want a new challenge, then I'd absolutely look into this mod for a new way to play the game and become the capitalist overlord of Pelican Town. If we're talking about mods that expand the world of Stardew Valley, mods that make the game feel fresh and exciting, then I would be doing an injustice to not talk about, of course, Stardew Valley Expanded. This is the Stardew Valley mod. If you're looking to recapture that magic of entering the valley for the very first time again, how amazing it was to figure out quest lines, find the love of your life, unlock new areas all for the very first time, then this is the mod you need. Stardew Valley Expanded adds over 20 fully fledged NPCs with dialogue, schedules, backstories, new animations, and events, 6 new marriage candidates, 260 new events across the entire valley, a completely new Joja Mart storyline, 50 new locations for you to unlock and explore, 23 new fish, new immersive foraging, and 900 new location messages to find throughout the world. This is by far the biggest mod you can include in your new 1.6 Stardew Valley playthrough. This mod is in fact so impressive. The creator literally worked on the Stardew Valley 1.6 update. If you're a veteran of Stardew Valley and you're looking for an entirely new feel, then this is the mod for you. And that's it. That is all of them. 25 mods I'd recommend for Stardew Valley 1.6 for beginners and experts alike. Obviously, don't feel like you need to try all of them. This could be quite an overwhelming video for beginners, but I just wanted to give you a little mix of different mods you can try to revamp the game. If I missed any, you have your own recommendations, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, why not subscribe, like, and I don't know, let me know what you think of these mods. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.